Hi, thanks for watching. This stream I'm continuing my project, which is, oops, I'll get rid of this. Here I want to make sure the stream starts right. Looks like it's good. So on this stream, I have a camera, which is cool. Um, and I'll be continuing the project where I left off. So um, last time we had this code. We were running this file. Oh, I'll just pull it up in VS Code. So we were running this file, which is a script that goes and scrapes. So scrape here is the only one that's true. So if scrape is true, get the scraper and scrape all. So it goes and scrapes all the data from, I think it's called the football lines, from here slash NFL. All right. Um, yeah, so it goes here, gets all the data, it gets that for the lines, and it also gets that for the odds. Um, so, um, where I left off in the last live stream is the script was running and it was pulling data. Now, get out of there. Um, Now we've scraped all data for every season from 2027, from 2007 through 2021. And just to give an example, here's what it looks like. So in the data folder, there's a folder for each season that we have data for. And in that folder, there's a folder for each week for the season. And then inside of the week folder, we have these JSON files. And um, there are uh, there's a JSON file for the lines, which is the total over under and the point spread data, opening and closing, and then there's the underscore odds dot JSON, which has the money line data, opening and closing for each team. And so I've scraped the data. That's all done now. Now what I want to do is organize the data on this site. When they talk about the data that they're selling, um, it's an Excel file. So it's just a single Excel file. It's $264, and it's a single Excel file with 15 years of data. Um, yeah, so basically that's what it is. So the format we have it now is a ton of folders and a ton of JSON files, and the format we want it to be in is to be in a single Excel file. So that's what this stream will be doing. So um, I'm gonna make a new Python file for this. And this one we can call clean data. All right. Now let's open up clean data. Script for cleaning up JSON files from script for cleaning up. I just thought of something. If we want to have all of this be in one repository, what we want to do when we call the scraper is make a data directory wherever the file's saved. So here, yeah, it's saved in scraper. So in scraper, when we initialize it, if os.path.exists, and what's the path we're looking for? Data. Um, and then we'll say if that equals to false. So we're saying if that path doesn't exist, go ahead and make a directory called data. Um, and that will make it so that this could all just be in one Python, script folder, one folder. So our final, when I upload this to GitHub, it'll just be the 2 Python files and then the final Excel file. All the data stuff is just intermediate. And anyone who wants to scrape the data themselves just first runs get data and then they run clean data. Easy. Okay, so this is a script for cleaning up JSON files from uh, getData.py. Okay, so we're gonna want to organize this. Um, how do we want to organize it? I guess the first thing we want to do is import our load JSON function. This will just load in the JSON and turn it into a Python dictionary. Need the JSON library for that. Okay, now that we have that, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think if there should just be one single class for the file, or if each of the 2 types of files should have their own class. Yeah, probably we should just do 2 different classes. So the first class will be uh, lines file. Um, and when we initialize it, we want to initialize it as a file path, and then we say that if that path isn't real, raise an exception. So if os.path exists of file path is equal to false, raise an exception. Say, hey, file path does not exist. All right. All right. So if it doesn't exist, raise an exception now. Same thing with odds file. I feel like these could both be subclasses. Whatever. I'm gonna leave that alone for now. Let's just go to the command line. And we're gonna copy that so that we have it to use. All right, open up Python. All right, then we're gonna say, let's load JSON data 2018 data slash 2018 slash 8 slash 0 underscore lines. Oops. 0 underscore lines dot JSON. So that's what it looks like. Um, what we want to do, so what are the categories we want to get? Categories to get. So, um, what do we want to look at? We want it to say, okay, here's the road team. We also want it to say, here's the home team. We want it to say, here's the date the game took place. And then if we have the road team and the home team and the date, that should allow us to find anything else we're trying to find in other databases. Now, we have the score in road v home, so road open spread. Hmm. Um, yeah, so probably we want home team final score, away team final score. Um, and we have the date. Road open spread. Yeah, so road open spread. Road close spread. Home open spread. Home close spread. And finally, open. So the total when it opened and the total at close. Yeah, and that's all we have from that one. Now that's underscore lines. Now instead we look at the odds data. What is different? Um, just open and close odds for each. So home open odds, home close odds. Um, away open odds and away close odds. All right, now we just have to figure out how to get each. So get rid of that. But actually, yeah. Let's do okay, so I'm looking here how to make Miami 23, this string right here, um, into a all right, first thing would be to do get home and away. So let's just make a function. Define parse um score string. Um pass in the score string. Um okay. Function for parsing string associated with a score. For example, okay, Miami 23. All right, now. All right, now we're gonna say score string. All right, pass. Now, then we want to make a function for strip letters. We want to strip letters from a string so that we only get the score. Um, and then just a sec, I have to text my girlfriend. Or I'll just answer her call. Nobody's watching this. How do I... And that was the end of my call, but now I have another call with my mom because she just called. So I'll be right back. Okay, so that's the end of my calls and back to this. So we're doing a function for stripping the letters. So how to strip the letters, you just have all of them A through Z for letter and letters, string dot replace letter, and what do we want to replace it with? Nothing. Um, and then that should be good. Um, and then if we want to strip numbers from a string, numbers nums is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. I wonder if you can do that to a single piece of string. So dot lower, dot upper. Oh yeah, okay. So we can do this. String dot place letter dot upper. So that'll replace all upper and lowercase for each letter. And then for the numbers, um, string string dot replace num, and we want to replace it with nothing. Um, okay. And then we want to return the string. Now for this function for parse score string, um, home info at, oh, so it's actually away info, comma, home info, because the away info comes first, is equal to score string dot split. I want to split it at the at. Um, okay. And then away score is equal to away info is equal to strip. So to get the score, we want to strip the letters from away info. I'm trying to think of how to do this more efficiently. Yeah, that's fine. Away score is equal to strip letters of away info. All right, home score is the same thing. We'll just put that on one line, may as well. Okay, so to get each score, you strip each info. And the opposite is true to get away team. Home team is equal to strip numbers of away info and strip numbers of home info. All right, so now we've got the teams and the scores. Parse score string. I guess we could return a dict. And away team away team. Home team is the home team. Home team. Home score is the home score. And the away score is the away score. All right. And then test scores string parser is equal to 1 because we want to test it right now. And then we could define our test. All right, so for testing, we're gonna say data is equal to load JSON of data slash 2017 slash week 1 slash 2018 2017 slash week 1 slash 0 underscore lines dot JSON. And then load JSON so underscore line, so load JSON, and then if you want to load road v home, road v home. So here we could just say d equals that, d of d, oh, home score. Right. So if we get rid of odds, add lines, d of road v home is that. All right, so data equals that. So now we want to get data of road v home. Okay, so parsed is equal to parse score string of data of road v home. All right, and now we want to print that score string. All right. And then we want to print the parsed. So for key in parsed dot keys print. All right. And I think that should be good. Now let's run this script. Python 3. Oh. All right. Yeah. So Indiana 9, LA Rams 46. So away team. Oh, Indiana 9. Strip numbers. Okay, so strip numbers doesn't work because we didn't say string equals string replace, we just said string replace. So that's not actually rewriting anything. So away team Indiana, yep. Home team Rams, yep. Home score 46, yep. And the last key is 9. Home score. And then finally away score. So that parses the score string. Now let's do a function for trying to think. So for each game, what do we have? We want to get those columns for each game. So road team, home team final score. Okay. So scrape. All right. So let's define get odds data of file path. And then data is equal to load JSON of file path. Um, parsed score equals parse score string. Got to sit up. Of data get odds data. That's not going to do it for us. We want to get lines data. Data of road v home. All right, so we got the first key. Now let's go look at what the other keys look like. So there's road v home. Now there's date, road open spread, road close spread, opening total, home open spread, home close spread, closing total. So this honestly works just as good. Um, so we have that. Now we just want to get the other keys. So let's go to Python now. Let's see. Oh, damn. Got to put this load JSON function in. What? How did that even work? I didn't even import JSON. Okay, that was lines. We don't want lines though, we want odds. Now let's look at D. Road open odds, road close odds, home open odds, home close odds. It's the same thing. So get data lines, file path. So first we get that parsed score. Now we have the parsed score, so we want to skip that first one. So we can say for key and data dot keys, if key not equal to road v home, if the key is not equal to road v home, go ahead and do whatever we want to do. So let's make our main dictionary. Now the data dict at this point is just equal to parsed score, and then we could start adding keys to it. So if key is not equal to road v home, data dict of key is equal to data of key. And then we have to, so this is get data, and it gets data for a lines file path. Gets data for a lines file path, grabs sister odds file path, puts info together, stores info in dict of depth 1, so that then we could write it to the table. So data dict of key. Okay, so now we say odds data is equal to load JSON of lines file path dot split it at the underscore, get the 0th element, and then we want to add to the end of that underscore odds dot JSON. Okay. Um, that'll give us the odds data. Now we could say for key in odds data dot keys, we're just gonna say the same exact thing that we said right there. Key in odds data dot keys. If key is not equal to home score, do that. Okay. Um, and then we could say return data dict. Okay, now let's test data from lines file. It's hard to come up with names. It's the end of a day. End of the day. I'm tired. If test data from lines file is equal to true, we want to go ahead and test that data. So we're gonna say get data slash 2015 slash week 3 slash 1 underscore lines dot JSON. Alright, and then print it. Now, when we run this script, what's it look like? Road open odds. 52. For key and odds data dot keys, if key is not equal to home score. Oh. Oh, not data of key, odds data of key. Alright, now what's that look like? Alright. Oh, because it's running both tests. Oh. I want to do a nice print too. Alright, whatever. Key in d dot keys. We want to print f string key and then d of key. Alright, now what do we got? Cool. Away team SD, home team min. Okay, now we want to strip dot strip, is it strip? Oh, dot replace. Slap everything on there. Or maybe, yeah, at the end of strip numbers and strip letters, you guys want to replace all spaces that you have. Okay, cool. This looks so good so far. Road open spread, road close spread, opening total, home open spread, home close spread, closing total, road open odds, road close odds. So for the odds, get data for key and odds, data dict of key, Odds data of key dot road open odds, road close odds, home open odds, home close odds. But if we want to look at odds, not lines, score date. Oh, so that just rewrote the date. Road open odds, road close odds. So basically just want to split. Oops, I forgot to put the mic there. I think we could just split according to the space and then get the 0th element. All right, let's try that. Turn that into an integer. Right? Odds will be integers, yeah. All right. Invalid literal for int with space 10. If key not in home score, and the other key we don't want to get is date. All right. Nice. Okay, and the last thing is, if it's numeric, we want to turn it into a float. Road open spread, road closed spread. Oh, and then also the opening total and the closing total should go together. But that doesn't really matter. That doesn't really matter. Okay. The big question, should we rearrange that? I mean, we might as well. Closing total. So that's kind of a pain in the butt, but that's okay. For key and data.keys, if key is equal to road VO, it's not equal to that. Now, we also want to do if key is equal to opening total, opening key is equal to key, and then opening val. Well, that top line isn't necessary, but we can say opening val is equal to data for key and data dot keys, data or data dict, data for key and data dot keys, data dict of key is equal to data of key. Now this needs to go above that. Opening val key is not equal to road v home, then do this. Now if key is equal to opening total, opening val is equal to data of key, and then if key is equal to closing total, then we say data dict of key is equal to, oh no, data dict of opening total is equal to opening val. And then we say hey, and else data of key. All right. Now I think that should make everything match up. No, opening total, closing total. If key is equal to closing total, then we write the opening total is, Let's try that one more time. Nope. All right, road close spread. For key in data.keys, if key is not equal to road v home. Now, if key is equal to opening total, opening val is equal to data of key. I'm raising my desk. All right, so should adjust this slightly. All right, so what are we trying to do? Right, we're trying to get the opening. So for key, if key is not equal to road v home, if key is equal to closing total, then add closing total, then add the key is equal to closing total. First add opening total in there, and then add closing total. Print data dict.keys. Okay. Away team, home score, away score. Now first thing it added was date. Then it added road open spread. Then it added road close spread. And then it added opening total. If key is equal to, I'm just confused. If key is equal to opening total, okay. Print key is equal to opening total and backslash n 1 2 3 4 5, and then this should be exactly. So All right, now I think that should work. String, not list to string. Well, this will work if I make it an F string. So whatever. We'll do that. All right, so for each one, oh, all right. So first we return key. Now if key is equal to opening total, if key is not equal to road being home. So if key is equal to opening total, then nothing should be added to the data dict. But that's not the case. Opening total is added. Oh, this needs to be elif. Now that, I think, should do it. Oh yeah, now you have opening and closing total right next to each other. I made that way more complicated than it had to be. All right. So that looks good. That looks like what we want. And that's just one row for the Excel sheet. Now, okay, so now we can get it for basically every game in here. So every game in here, we have two JSON files, one containing odds data and one containing spread and total data, opening and closing. For every game, I now have this function get data, which pulls from both of those files, merges the data into one, and returns a single dictionary. Now we want to go through every single game, perform this function on it, and then add the values as a row in Excel. I'm not that familiar with writing to Excel files from Python. Pandas.dataframe.toExcel. Oh, is it the same thing as to CSV? And then you need a dictionary. Right. So let's say get all data. And then for file in os.lister data for year so this line will get all years we have data for. And then for each year now remember, we go in the data directory, there's a folder for each year. So when we do os.listdir data, it's going to return 2008, 2007, 2008, 2009, da, 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 all the way up to 2021. So now we could say for year in that directory. Now for week, now remember what's inside a year folder is just a folder for each week. So now we say for week in os dot list directory. What? Why does that not work? Oh, os.listdir. And what we want to look at is data slash year. Get all weeks we have data for. All right, now for each week, now valid files. Now the files we want to look at, remember, are just the lines files. So we can say, we're going to do os.listdir. So actually just look at this. So we can do valid files equal os.list directory of f of data slash year slash week. And that'll pull up this directory right here. And then, okay, so then now we get all of these JSON files. Now, we don't want all the JSON files, we just want the lines file. So we can say file for file in all of the JSON files if file dot contains ah oh string. So let's say a in Apple. Yeah, nice. Okay. So file for file in os.listdir if line, I think lines, if lines in file, just to make sure app in Apple. Yep. Okay, so that will get all the lines files. Now we could say for file in valid files. And real quick, the date should probably be the first thing. So strip letter, parse score string. So if key not equal to road v home. Yeah, we'll just do the same thing that we did down there. So we'll just say key not in, and the first string we don't want is road v home. The other string we don't want is date, and we don't want the date string because now data dict is equal to data dict of date is equal to data for key and data of keys, key not ends, yeah, so we could just do data of date. And then for key in parsed score dot keys, data dict of key is equal to parsed score of key, and what that's going to do for us is get the date to the top of the dictionary. So let's go ahead and do that. Test score string parser for file invalid files, pass. Yep, so that gets us the date at the top of the file. Very good. So now we say for file invalid files, let's get the data. Data is equal to So let's think again about the structure that we want the files in. Do we want this in one giant Excel file? So we have season, we have week. Now, let's try to think. For file and valid file. So we do know, obviously, we have to get the data. So for file and valid files, get data. Data is equal to get data of file. Now that we have the file, years, I think I'm just going to make a list for everything and then write everything to a dictionary, and then we could write it to a pandas data frame. And then the data frame we can save to Excel. So I think we should actually be done pretty soon. So first we have years, then we have weeks. Hey, the dogs are barking. Okay, so um, where are we at? Right, so we want to make a list for everything. So we have a years list and a weeks list. Now, we just want to get headers for a single data file. So let's go get that file. And then we can say headers is equal to key for key in d.getKeys. And then for header in headers, um, okay, so we're getting the headers. Okay, so now we have every header. God, it's hard to think. Um, okay. Okay. Lists is equal to a dictionary. And the first list is called year. And that's an empty list. The second is week. And that is also an empty list. Now we get data to look at some empty headers. We pull the headers. Now for header and headers, lists of header is equal to empty. Okay, now for year and everything, for week, for file invalid files, data is equal to get data of file. And then we can say lists of year is equal to year. Also, lists of week is equal to week. Oh, we don't want to make it equal to, we want to append to the list. So first we append year, next we append week. Okay. And then we say d is equal to what? Oh, well now we get the data. So now we just get data. We'll have date. So now it goes week, now it goes year, week, date, away team, home score, away score, road open spread, road close spread. Okay, good. Okay. Now we say for header in headers, lists of header dot append data of header. For header and headers, lists of header dot append data of header. And then we want to import data frame. All right. Okay. So now I could just say our data frame is equal to a data frame. And oh yeah, I saw that. um is equal to, okay, so now we are making a data frame, and we should be able to just make it lists, and then I think dot to Excel, and what do we want to call it? Just data.xlsx, probably. Oh, and then test get all data is equal to 1. Change this one so that test doesn't run. Now, if test all test get all data is equal to true, if we want to test it, we want to get all data. All right, let's see how it runs. Dict object has no attribute. Get keys. Oh. D.keys, not D.getKeys. 9 lines dot, oh. For file invalid files. So it shouldn't be that, it should be a function string. File should be part of the function string. 9 underscore lines dot JSON. Why would it be going to the 9th game first? I guess it doesn't. Does this matter? os.listdir in order. Sending order. Nice. All right, so let's go look at how that works first. So import os.listdir data slash 2018 slash week 1 slash, that's it. Yeah, 983, yeah, so that doesn't do any of it, but if we try to sort it, nice, so that'll do it in order. So all we have to do is f of data slash year slash week, data slash year slash week, data slash year slash week slash file. For file, and now we want to sort this. And furthermore, oh, sorted, not sort. We want to sort this as well, because we care about the, order all of the data goes in. You don't want the random years to be all over the place. It should start in 2007 and go forward in time. So we've sorted those. Now, oops, now we could run this again, clean data. Line 79 and get all data. Oh man, road close odds. So why would it not have road close odds somewhere in there? Okay, well, we lists of header dot append. Yeah, okay, so let's just try this. And if that doesn't work, we get an exception. And we're going to put the debugger in there. From PDB import set trace as st. All right, now let's put the debugger in. Oh, it's already there. All right, now let's run it. Okay, now year is 2013, week 10, valid files. Oh, in, oh, how is that even, huh, I'm confused about how that line even worked, but that's okay. Now, data, what's the key that it's not finding? Road close odds. Hmm. So we could try that. If header not in, yeah, that would probably be easier. So we could just say, now if header not in, if header not in data dot keys. If header's not in there, first up here, let's import numpy. Okay, and then we're saying that for all of the keys for header and header, if header is not in data.keys, lists of header dot append np dot nan. I want to import numpy as np dot nan. Nice. List of header dot append np dot nan. Okay. cd spread history data if header not in data.keys lists of header.append np.nan, else do this, print year, week, print year, week. Okay, so that looks like there's just some weeks with missing data, like 2020 week 5 is missing several of the categories. 2020 week 3 is missing minis, 2014 week 5, and 2013 week 10. So that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4 individual weeks where it's missing data. Just to look at it. So if we go to, what's that, 2020 week 5 we want to look at? That's okay. That's okay. Alright, so NFL odds slash week 5. And the year that's having trouble is 2020, so 2020. That's weird. Road open odds, road close odds. Now, what is that about? Is it 2019 to 2020? Could it be this data? No. Okay, we're gonna print year week. We're also gonna print the header that it's failing to get. And then we're also gonna print data of home team and data of away team so we know what game we're trying to find. All right, so 2020 week 5. Week 5, 2020. Failed to get for San Francisco, Miami. It failed to get home open odds or home close odds. Failed to get home open odds or home close odds for Miami at San Francisco. That's weird. Huh. Hmm, hmm, hmm. 2013. Hmm. New York Jets, Arizona, Tennessee, Buffalo. Um, so lots of these have four missing. So, all right, now if I'm going to copy those, let's put them in Excel and let's see how many total games are we missing. So 146. So most like 60 games. That's probably all games for that week. Probably all games for week 5, 2014. Week 3, 2020 goes up to 122, so we're at 60. About 23, so that's just weird. Hmm. All right. Well, I think that regardless, it should be saving it. Oh, good, it saved it as an Excel file here. So we can go look at it and see how does this look. Is this what we want? So we have year, week, date, away team, home score, away score, road open spread, road close spread, home open spread, home close spread, opening total, closing total. Nice. Now let's look for NaN values. Doesn't appear like there are any, but we know there must be some. Oh, well, you know what? 2013 week 5, we know there's a bunch. 2014 week 5. Man, this is just weird. So if we go to 2014 week 5, did just none of these have that? Road versus home. 2014 week 5. Now this says that in 2014 week 5 there's no data for, I think it's either closing spread. Yeah, okay, supposedly. For 2013, here, we'll just do this for example. 2013 week 10. Supposedly doesn't have any closing data. For the spread or the total? Oh, for the odds. Okay. Interesting. So that's for the odds. Well, maybe that. No, we were looking at the odds. Gosh, man. All right, so let's go back here. What were we looking at? 2013 week 10. All right. Now 2013 week 10. Week 5, week 10. Let's go to 2013. And there are closing odds for every single one. So let's go back here and see if we could re-scrape that data. Maybe there is just something funky that happened in the scraping. So game, year table, week page, scraper.scrape. All right, let's go ahead and re-get that data. Scraper.scrape. And what do we want to scrape? We want to scrape week 10. Oops, not 19, that doesn't exist. Week 10 from 2013. Okay, cool. And then we need to change our flags accordingly so that we're doing test scraper and not scraping. And let's run the script. Whatever, get data. All right, it's pulling it up. Okay. No, that was for week 10 of 2013. Just rewrote everything. Now if we look at the odds. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. All right, so the other trouble weeks are don't want to save that. We could go ahead and delete that in a sec once we figure out what the other trouble weeks are. So, well, Jesus is a big nightmare. All right, so we got 2013 week 10. Okay, nice. Now we got to take care of 2014 week 5. So 2014 week 5. And save it. Let's go scrape that. And we'll have to confirm that we have all the headers we want. Okay, so for 2014 week 5, let's refresh. Oh. Yep, this stuff was all saved just now. And then in odds, do we have the closing odds? Hell yeah. All right, on to the next one. Next trouble spot. Oh man. I'm just gonna run this again so we can get the weeks and years that are troubling us. So, oh now, yep, those ones cleared up. So let's go to 2020 week 3, 2020 week 3, and 2020 week 5. So first, let's fix up 2020 week 5. Oops. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and scrape the data. This is just a waiting game here. And we've got the data for 2020 week 5. Now last thing, just gotta grab 2020 week 3. Let's go get it. Cool. Now run that last script to make sure that it's working right. Nice. Cleans everything. Now, let's go through here. Delete this. Now for clean data, um, clean data, get data. Yeah, I mean, when we clean the data, it will return, print data files that are problematic. So where's that print function? Just gonna add a comment here that explains what it's doing. Print out weeks and years and headers that are problematic. All right. Now, I'm just trying to think because part of me thinks that we should add something into the scraper file for handling when it doesn't scrape. Um, when it doesn't scrape something correctly. But then again, I just don't think that's very necessary because I'm probably the only one that's going to use this. So that's everything. Do we need to run this? Yep, we need to run this one more time. So now this is basically as simple as it gets. There's this get data file. You can do Python 3 getData.py. It will pull all the data from the internet. Takes a while because it needs to go to a lot of different web pages. But once you have all the data, you can run this clean data file. If Um, and then you should just have the Excel file printed out. So just to prove how it works here, Python 3. So this is just the data that we scraped from the internet programmatically that I covered in the previous live streams. Now if we just run the script Python 3 clean data.py, it's going to clean that up. And then if we look in here, let's refresh it. Boom, there's a data Excel file. And if we go look at the Excel file, what's it look like? Boom, we get all the data from row 0. So 3,800 games. We get the opening line, closing line, opening total, closing total, opening and closing odds for each team, the teams that matched up, the date, the week, and the year that it took place. So thanks for watching. My next stream, I will start doing some analysis on this data with hopes of finding an edge for betting. Thanks for watching. See you next time.